everyone, Mucky for here, and welcome to episode 100 of Miguel what the fuck?
Mega.
Of Neptunia sorry.
Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3 V Century.
God,
That's a long
sorry,
ass
yes.
name. That's a long ass name, by the way.
Which is why I just call it Rebirth.
Well, yeah, Rebirth 3, which is
Rebirth 3.
this game is the part right before Mega Dimension. So they're telling me we go from here to Mega Dimension. That's correct.
Okay. Anyways, so this game doesn't have English stuff.
It has an English dub, but it's a very, very, very tiny English dub. Okay, I want to say there's less than 30 minutes of English dub in this game.
Wow, why so little?
No clue. I honestly could not tell you. But what I can tell you is that this game also has the longest cutscenes in Neptunia history. Some of these going for over 40 minutes at a time.
Also, are you... Okay, you're skipping battles. Okay, I understand.
Okay, do you know how long this series would be otherwise?
Dude, kind of considering what I've experienced during our Mega Dimension playthrough, I would understand.
Yeah. Mega Dimension is so much shorter than this game. Seriously.
Anyways, also, what was the coin block?
It's the 80s, bro. They need to rip off Mario.
This game was not made in the 80s.
No. This game takes place during the 80s. Which is why everyone is so much younger.
You actually expect me to believe that?
Yes, even the PS3... The PS3... not guide. The marketplace, if you buy this game... And the manual say, join Neptunia as she adventures into the game industry of the 80s. I mean, for goodness sake, everybody is using cassettes in this game. Okay? Despite the fact that...
I thought it was a different dimension, not the past.
Well, the different dimension is behind technologically. That's what they're explaining to us.
Okay.
Also, what do you think of younger R4? Not young R4, just younger.
You look the same to me.
Her outfit's different. Okay, what about IF and Compa then?
Wait, is this the scene where Sadie...
Yeah, we're gonna get to the fucking, what's it called? We're gonna get to the scene where Iris Heart...
Just say what it is. She molested the kid.
Well, it's not she molested the kid. She rapes R4, and then after that, she scares the fuck out of IF.
Wait, so she doesn't actually touch her?
Oh no, she touches her alright, but she doesn't molest her.
What's the difference? Jeremy, what's the difference?
Well, effectively, she tries to hug IF, but IF is so scared that she pisses herself.
Okay, see, every time you explain that to me, you always made it sound like she perfectly does sexual stuff to IF.
Well, she attempts to. I'm not gonna lie to you, she kinda does, but she doesn't go through with it. Although it does get so bad to the point where, from here on out, IF will refer to Plutia as Plutia-sama.
Yikes.
Which is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, this is the case of we're probably never gonna get a story on the level of the original 3 games ever again. Mostly because social media will kill this studio otherwise.
That's a shame.
It really is a shame. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this is partially something that I have a love-hate relationship with this series. The first 2 games, for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I still think those are the best cases of writing I've ever seen from this franchise. Don't get me wrong, I like Mega Dimension and V2R's writing. I like it a lot. But if you were to compare the writing of V2 and then compare it to Neptunia 1 and Mark 2, it's night and day. They do not compare.
Mark 2, that's something I'm preparing myself for.
And you better prepare yourself for that one, because that one is a masterclass in character writing. I'm not even kidding.
I'm thinking there's a way, cause I'm not sure. I don't have an HDMI for my PS3. I have the cord.
Oh, you could just buy an HDMI cable, right?
I guess, yeah. Or I could just technically borrow one from my other console.
Yeah, you could just use an HDMI cable for your PS3. Plug that into the capture card and you can record it. No, you can't.
Yeah,
I remember why you can't.
Why?
So the PS3 has internal hardware that prevents you from screen recording it, which is the weirdest thing. So you actually have to buy an
Seriously?
adapter. Yeah, you have to buy an adapter to record PS3 games.
Like, what do you mean by adapter? Like,
You need to buy an additional machine. It's another machine that allows you to bypass the PS3 screen recording detection software.
that makes no sense.
What do you mean it makes no sense? It makes perfect sense. Because this
No, I
was...
mean, makes no sense why they would do that.
Well, you see, this was back during 2006 when the PS3 was created, maybe 2005. Either way, it was early. And this was pre YouTube Let's Plays, so companies didn't see a reasoning for that.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong, I think in hindsight this was a really bad move, and partially why a lot more Xbox games were Let's Played than PlayStation 3 games. Don't get me wrong, PlayStation 3 games were Let's Played. But if you notice, people who were Let's Playing a PlayStation 3 game, they were talking about how much of a pain in the ass it is to Let's Play a PlayStation 3 game. Absolutely.
Huh.
Yep.
So I can't just do the capture card?
Well, maybe a modern capture card, but I remember at the time you couldn't.
I think that's how I would work. I would do it. I would touch the HDMI to the capture card, then touch the dashboard to the TV, then to my laptop to record.
Try it and see if that works. If that doesn't work, then you would need the adapter, but it might be that capture cards have gotten so advanced they can bypass it.
And just in case, can you send me a picture of the adapter so I know what to look for?
Yeah, I don't even think I own the adapter. I'd have to look it up. That's why I emulate my PS3 games. I emulate the PS3 games because I don't want to go through the hassle of actually buying that adapter and uploading it to my computer.
See, I would do that if my laptop actually had enough storage too.
Let's ignore storage. Your laptop cannot run Neptunia Mark II.
That too.
Okay.
Once I'm once I get enough to get my own PC, I would definitely get that.
Yeah. Oh, I should note something. It's the subtitles for anyone who actually played the original Victory or the original Rebirth 3 are actually different from both of those versions, because the reason I'm using the Japanese text is because, one, there's barely any English dub, and I don't want to just have multiple episodes where I'm talking over it and reading. So I use the Japanese dub. However, I want the Japanese dub to coincide with the English dub. So I use the retranslated mod, which some fan guy decided to make, where he just took the Japanese script and directly translated it. Something that I wish more studios would do. Cough, cough. That's right, this is not localized. This is straight up what they said. Which is why everyone sounds more formal for some reason. Don't get me wrong, we still have Neptune using slang for the most part, but that's because even Japanese Neptune use slang. Still, if you notice, everyone is speaking so much more in a more refined manner. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. My question is, why did they make R4's hips like that? It's so much. Say hello to the PS2, the original ass Xbox, the Nintendo GameCube, although it's debatable whether she's the N64, and Plutia, who's supposed to be the Mega Drive, otherwise known as the Sega Genesis. So what are your thoughts on them having alternate dimension versions of these characters?
Honestly, I'm okay with it. It makes sense to represent the past console.
Absolutely. I agree. Although, I wish instead of counterparts, they just had the predecessor characters, a completely new cast. I know why they didn't do it. They didn't do it because, the original 4 CPUs sell money for some reason. Sell copies.
I mean, to be fair, somebody did with Uzume, she's a fan favorite.
Yeah, but Uzume wasn't put into a game with just Uzume. She had the other cast to aid her.
To be fair, what this game did, it kind of seemed like they just brought Neptune over to the dimension. Could have done that with the other cat and introduced the new one.
Yeah, although I will say that what happens in this series is that because of how this series goes, people tend to, when they look at feats from these characters, conflate the two CPU counterparts when they're actually vastly different characters in terms of characterization. They,
Also,
well, let's see here. We know that adult Neptune is this dimension's counterpart of Hyperdimension Neptune, and you know how they're vastly different characters, right?
right?
Stuff like
And she then becomes a monster.
yeah, for some reason, adult Neptune becomes a bug addict. I don't know why. Also, say hello to the final boss of Mark II. Yep.
Which you don't even which apparently Neptune don't recognize. Oh no, she recognizes.
No, they recognize it. There's no way IF would. She's just crying out of fear.
Yeah.
It's so weird seeing IF as a kid. Because IF, in the continuity, is a woman in her 20s. She's very dependable at that point. And she knows how to get shit done. She can carry her own game. But this IF could not carry her own game. She would get absolutely swept by everybody. Also, this was the biggest mistake made by the cast. They allowed Plutia to transform. If you watch back, I believe in episode 15, I compared Plutia to Broly. Which, coincidentally, we just watched that movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yep. Where effectively everyone talks mad shit about Plutia, and then she transforms. Even though Plutia doesn't look that much weaker than the main cast.
Very true. Compared to how they look in their base form, Plutia was with right in.
Yeah, completely. Also, you gotta love Green Heart's processor unit. It's representing the big black box. Don't you agree?
Yep.
It's a shame that because of YouTube regulations, a lot of early Neptunia Let's Plays actually got taken down.
Really?
Yeah, I was actually smart in how I uploaded this series. There's some things I removed. Because I know what YouTube will take down.
But that mean I have to do that too?
You could
Like, if I try to do-
you could get away with it with Mark II. You just have to be very careful about Trick.
Oh god. Frick is in that game.
That's the game he's debuts in. That's his. That's
boy.
He's one of the villains in that game, and I'm not gonna lie. Trick, Mark II Trick, is so fucking evil compared to Rebirth 2 Trick and Anime Trick. Anime Trick does not compare to Mark II Trick. Mark II Trick actually feels like a for real like pedophile who's a real criminal, and how they think and everything. Whereas Anime Trick and Rebirth 2 Trick, which is the remake, tone him down to the point that you can almost laugh at it. Or in my case, I could
Oh
laugh at
boy.
it.
That's something I'm gonna prepare myself for.
Look, Mark II is easily the darkest game in this series. No question.
This is again considering. This is again if I'm still considering recording it. I just know I want to stream it so like my other friends I know can watch me do it. But recording is gonna be a different story.
I honestly don't recommend you record it. Because at this point, we know your ethics with editing. You don't like to do it at all.
That is very much true.
At this point, just become a streamer. Like, I'm dead serious. I think you'd be better as a streamer.
I mean, I do technically have a Twitch account.
The fuck, you're on Twitch?
Yeah, well, honestly, I barely use it.
Okay.
I just use it to comment. I just use it to comment on other streamers.
I would like to point out, David, that I am 50 levels above where the game expects me to be. And I'm not one-shotting things. The reason I have this game turned on hard mode.
Uh-huh. And how come you're using, what the fuck is, what is Purple Heart wearing?
I forget which console it's supposed to represent, but it's supposed to be an early Sega console.
Meanwhile, we have Kay and Mina.
Yep. Two
I'm
humans
getting-
that are actually really strong.
Are these your characters or characters you just unlock in the party?
I want to point out that in this party, everybody except Neptune and Nepgear's DLC.
Even Kid Compa?
Kid Compa is not playable in the base game. Remember,
Okay, you
Kid
know what,
Kampa and Kid IF are supposed to be kidnapped in this scene.
But I'm pretty sure they rescue once R4 transforms.
Yes, but the idea is that they're supposed to have what the hell happened with R4 there? They're supposed to be shocked from the fight, so they don't want to fight for the whole game. But you know, DLC does not care about that.
Fair enough.
Because
Also, why is your SP so low?
Okay, dude, I don't think you realize how many random encounters I cut out.
Fair enough.
Okay, the problem with hard mode is that the grind is horrible. Okay, this is why I decided to do this as a video series instead of live streaming it. Because I pretty much do like 10% of my actual playthrough has been story, the other 90% has been grind. Now, mind you, that's my own fault because I put this game on hard mode, but still. It is ridiculous. If you're not on hard mode, which honestly, I'm surprised V2 doesn't have a hard mode. You would think they would. Once again, we go back to the casualization of gaming. I still think that if not this game, then the original Neptunia might be the hardest one in the series. Don't get me wrong, Mark II is actually way harder than V2 by a lot. I still stand by V2 being a really easy game, despite your bad luck with certain sections.
Don't remind me.
I still want to point out that in the playthrough, I have gone undefeated in that run. So that's a guaranteed symbol attack. I'm not going to use it because you don't get levels unlike you do in Mark II. And are you ready for a cutscene?
How long we talking?
The rest of the part?
What?
Yep.
I know you said it was long, but that's long? But it's only just more than 30 minutes. Actually, wait, no.
No, it's not.
Actually,
It's 27
I'm sorry.
minutes.
27 minutes.
Yeah.
And then again, this isn't the longest cutscene I've ever seen.
I mean, if we could joke about it, but technically Umineko is a fucking 70-hour cutscene with 2 minutes of gameplay, and then the rest is cutscene again.
But I'm not counting that. I mean, that was a visual novel.
I know. There is gameplay in Chapter 8. Surprisingly.
I'm still not counting that. I'm still not counting that.
I know.
To me, the longest cutscene I've ever been in was in Blaze Blue Chrono Trigger.
Bro, look at IF's eyes.
Damn, those do not look natural at all.
Honestly, this is a case of I'm willing to bet that the only reason they cut this scene out was because they were afraid of the M rating again.
I mean, I feel like at this point, what's implied is more explicit than anything.
I would still like to see it though. This is the big bad guy of the series. We gotta see her get penalized for all the evil shit she did.
Oh, I thought I was talking about the IF scene.
No, that scene is shown. For some reason.
They show the scene with what she does to IF, but apparently what she does to I4. No, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's going too far. Absolutely. Actually, fun fact, I'm pretty sure that this cutscene isn't voiced in the English version of the original Victory.
Oh, boy. Central Fiction, that's what I'm talking about. Central Fiction was the one with the longest.
How long was it?
Let me check.
Either way.
Let me see. For Central Fiction, we don't get into a fight until.
Until.
Oh my god. I'm still looking. I'm looking at 2 hours already, and we haven't gone to a fight.
Okay, I believe that there is a cutscene in Mark II that's longer than 2 hours. I'm pretty certain there is.
You know what? I honestly believe that.
I know there's cutscenes in this game that rival 2 hours, because this game gets ridiculous with how long it goes. Completely. I agree. So what do you think of them?
2 hours and 35 minutes. That's how long it takes to get to a cutscene in Central Fiction.
Okay.
That's before the opening cutscene.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. In Central Fiction, can you skip cutscenes?
I don't know actually.
Because I know in Neptunia 1 and Mark 2 you can't skip cutscenes.
That'll be something. And here it is.
That Flutie booty.
Yep.
Man, look at IF's face.
I feel like if people were watching now, they would take, yeah, they would be more concerned about what's happening than looking at that butt.
Well, you gotta realize that, how do I say it? We're still from, I know we're the younger generation, but we're still from the era where this kind of shit was normalized. Not normalized in like the real world, but on the internet. Because the internet, early internet used to be fucking crazy. We weren't even.
Why you? Oh, go ahead.
We weren't even in the early internet, but I did see archives, which is how I knew about the early internet.
I don't remember I don't remember the early internet. I think it was like I started back in like 2000 and.
No, internet's earlier than that. The internet's 90s.
Oh, I thought. Oh, definitely no. I started in that 2006, and even then I was only on YouTube.
I miss Crazy Frog.
I don't remember that.
You remember the Gummy Bear song?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on this scene?
I don't know what to say. It's just, I mean, really don't. I would literally probably just ignore. Actually, not ignore. Like, just cut off all that and just focus on Fluidia's rear.
My goodness, David.
Like I don't know what to say about this. It was just like I like, I don't know what the fuck. Why they even included that?
Well, to show us that Plutia is fucking evil.
Fair enough.
I like how canon Plutia and spin-off Plutia are two radically different characters.
Huh. Wait a second. Those are the same might they gave to Underling in the anime.
Yeah, it's almost like that's what they were doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Spin-off Plutia, for example, is actually a good person. The only time she does that whole, like, violent, rapist thing is to villains. And one time to Mega Drive. Albeit, Mega Drive wanted Plutia dead, so that's fair.
What, we're talking about Sega Hard Girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anime Plutia was actually a really kind person. She only ever did that sort of stuff to bad guys. If you remember.
Right.
But no, Game Plutia is an asshole. Game Plutia does it to most of the main cast.
Plutia doesn't show up in Mark 2, right?
No, Plutia was introduced in Victory.
Okay.
Ah,
So for the only thing I have to worry about the most beginning montage would be
Trick.
Trick.
Yeah, because well, what the characters represent are different topics. For example, did you know the oracles are actually based off of a historical name?
I did not.
You know how, what's it called? Fanboys have their own names. There's like Gen 1er for people who like Pokemon Gen 1 and stuff like that. So Nishizawa Mina is actually what Japanese people used to call fanboys of Nintendo product. And Jingu GK fanboy of Sony products, similar to how some people will call modern day Sony fanboys Sony ponies.
That's a new one.
Yeah, or Xbox fanboys are called Xbots. Those were called Hakusaka Chika. And then the reason.
Oh, so
then,
basically the oracles are just represent the fanboy.
Yeah, they're insults completely. Their names are just insults.
Yeah.
Which is actually why Neptune doesn't have her own dedicated oracle. She just has Histoire, who is the keeper of history.
I thought Histoire was the oracle.
Histoire is the oracle of all of game industry. She just hangs out with Neptune.
Then what's Koyar supposed to be?
Koyar is supposed to be... So, let me put it. If Histoire is the collection of information, Croire is the chronologization of the information. In other words, she is the timeline.
I see.
Histoire is all the events in history. Croire is all the times in history.
I would make it. That's what that. Make it sound like Crawl would be broken as hell.
Croire is broken as hell. It's almost like she
And
goes
yet-
undefeated this whole series.
And yet she's imprisoned by Mega Neptune.
Yes. She gets imprisoned by a human, but goes undefeated the whole series otherwise.
Huh.
Okay? Not even regular Neptune can beat this character. And Neptune at this point is broken. Mad broken.
Although, I forgot. Considering we skipped through a cutscene when during our Mega Dimension live streams, explain how Neptune, how Adult Neptune ever captured her?
Yeah, she opened the Nep note and it caught her like a Pokeball.
And that was like after the first R4 fight, right? For the second, whatever.
Yeah, around that time. Albeit,
It was before the purple heart, the dark purple boss. I know that.
yeah, albeit I should note that Adult Neptune was working for the bad guys the whole time. So it's possible it's just a ruse.
I thought she didn't join them until like after Gold Third.
No, she's been working with them. Okay, everything Adult Neptune has done is a setup.
Okay, why do people like this character again?
Because she's cute. What?
Nothing. Just nothing.
You are in awe. Completely in awe.
Yeah.
Yep. So what do you think about the cutscenes being this outrageously long in the games?
Oh, they never understood why. What's interesting? What the point of the long cutscene?
To tell the story of Neptunia.
Well, yeah, but like, why didn't they make him ridiculously long? They couldn't just like give us more intermissions. Like, why couldn't we like right now before we? But right now we couldn't just like got back a bit manually, and then we start this cutscene.
So you're asking for more backtracking.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah. Also, we found out
saying.
that Pishi is so overpowered that in her human form she was able to escape Ray Wrights.
And how strong is Ray White supposed to be?
Well, she's still a base human, so she's actually really weak.
So what's the whole thing about what you just said?
The point is that base Plutia is weaker than Ray Wrights until she eats the CPU core.
Oh.
Which admittedly at this point I'm pretty sure that Plutia did eat it.
Well, don't you mean Pishi?
Oh, my bad, Pishi, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I was confused about
Yeah,
that.
my bad. Plutia actually ate the CPU core prior to the events of the game. I keep calling it core, it's a CPU memory. And then Noir...
Is that how the Ultra Dimension become CPU? They have to eat a core?
They have to eat a memory, but yes.
How do they eat that? Like, isn't that some kind of crystal?
You just, in the same way you eat a pill, you just put it in your mouth and swallow it.
How big is it?
We don't get a size, but it's shaped like a diamond, so probably pretty big.
You don't think if it was shaped like a diamond, then wouldn't it be sharp and like threaten to cut your throat or something?
It's almost like only a specific few people can actually consume these things without dying or becoming hideous deformations.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about mutations. I'm talking about like.
Did you forget
actual,
the
like,
other
trial-
sentence? Or dying? Not sentence, the other part of the sentence.
To make it sound like that they have to be specifically chosen for that.
You have to be specifically chosen. You need to have a strong enough will.
I'm
you need to be
not talking
female.
about. I'm not talking about in terms of being chosen. I'm talking about like actual biologically. The shards of the diamond could cut your throat. That's why you don't eat chicken bone.
I mean, it probably could cut you, mind you. We just never get to see that. What is... Oh, right, I remember. Plutia is hugging IF, and now IF has PTSD. Hehe. See, even Nepgear is saying, hey, Iris Heart, you gotta stop. Also, yes, Plutia is inviting IF and Kampa into her bed.
I mean, with this one, with young Lydia, it could be just, it could be innocent until.
No, she's not.
Oh,
No, she's not. Even
what the fuck am I saying?
you gotta realize that the spin-offs make base Plutia look like a good person, but even base Plutia is a sadist. Remember, the only thing the CPU transformation does is prevents the CPUs from hiding how they really feel. Which is why characters such as Vert and Nepgear do not change at all, but everyone else drastically alters.
I see.
Neptune, if we go by that logic, is basically joking around so she doesn't overpower her friends.
Huh.
Because if you really analyze it, Neptune could solo the first 3 games by herself. But she doesn't do it, because she wants to have friends. Which is why Noir becomes absurdly arrogant in HD in this game. And that's why Blonde goes from a really calm person to a really angry person. Deep down, Blonde is very angry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually why Yellowheart doesn't change either, because Yellowheart's a kid through and through.
Okay.
Yep. I also want to point out that eating CPU memory stops you from aging.
That's pretty much a given. That's pretty much a given with any CPU.
Yep. Okay.
And finally, save. And why do you? How come you saved in this file? Give no questions there.
Just in case I messed up a requirement for true ending.
Fair enough.
Okay, 'cause-
Anyways, here we got Anonadez, the guy who's probably the.
Hey,
I
David,
don't know what to say about it.
Please
He's
don't
nowhere
do me a
as bad
favor.
as the other.
what were we talking about?
I legit don't know. Something about. We're talking about just. No, we're talking about. You're talking about the bad voice actor. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he died.
Right. Anyway, speaking of which, why are we suddenly having an actual male here? And I know we have. I mean, like a human male, not like Anonadez in a robot suit.
Well, we gotta... I don't know. I don't know. I know they're all representing something. I don't remember what Mr. Bad represents. He might just be some really... You know, he might just be a CEO that the developers knew. Not even gonna lie.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up.
What was Mr. Bad based off of? Let's look it up.
And Anonadez, he's anonymous, right?
Yes. Okay. Mr. Bad Neptunia. What are you based off of, Mr. Bad? Okay. So let's go to trivia. Mr. Bad is... Oh,
Right, not that with a human male character.
he's a machine.
No. He says here it's like that all because of the robot that he fights them.
Yeah, he's categorized as a machine.
But he himself isn't. I can't find anything what he's based off of.
Okay, etymology. His name, Akudaijin, otherwise known as Mr. Bad, is just evil man. Evil minister. But what's he based off of, though?
Let's see.
Wait, if Mr. Bad is called Akudaijin, literally evil minister, why did Blonde not question him working for her?
Oh, then, I don't know. Also, oh god, this bitch is here now.
Oh yeah, Abunesa-chan. Still better than Nomona.
I will never understand your thought process on that. You must have hit your head or something.
That was you.
What?
I've gotten my head hit in a fight, but I never hit my own head.
I never said them by hitting your own head. Just said like, you must have hit your head or something to think that.
Why does it always come down to, oh no, you must be retarded in some way in order to think
I
something
I did not use the word retarded. I did not call you that.
I never said you called you retarded. I'm just saying the connotations. When you say somebody hit their head to justify them having a bad take, you're calling them stupid, effectively. But you're calling them stupid in a long-term way. And if you're like that, that's before the 90s, effectively, that would have been called that he was retarded in some way. Not as an offensive term. I'm using the actual use of the word, David.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I do not. What I'm trying to say is, I do not understand how you like this girl over Nimona. It makes no sense at all.
And before anyone gives me shit, I want to point out that even in a Nickelodeon show, Victorious, in that show, Kat uses the actual word retarded, but she means it in the actual definition.
Ignore my question.
I didn't hear your question. What were you saying?
I will never understand how you can like this bitch over Nimona.
Well, let's see here. She actually talks shit to the villains, not just the heroes. She has voice acting, which Nemo doesn't. And better of all, I like the design of Nemo more than I like the design of Agnes more than I like Nemo. So that's it.
Okay, first of all, the voice acting is not for the character, it's for the game.
Yeah, and it's almost like that character is represented to me through the game. So if the game messes up, that character is also affected.
So I'm sorry, are you saying if a game is bad, you won't like a character?
I'm saying is that, look, the difference is this is a video game, okay? Video game. So part of what makes a video game good, I am explaining my answer to you because this is not just a yes or no question. Despite the fact that you may see it as a yes or no question, I'm giving you the basis for my yes or no. In a video game, for me to remember your character, if she's supposed to be a person that we fight against, right? While I admit the Abnus fight in this game isn't that interesting, the same thing goes for the Nimona fight. The Nimona fights in Scarlet and Violet are a joke. They are mad boring. So I can't judge them both off of their fights. So at this point, it goes off to characterization. I won't even lie to you. When it comes to a video game, many times, if the boss fight is good, I will like a character more.
I'm sorry, I don't understand that at all.
Look, we just have different point of views, okay? But the difference between me and you is that I'm actually able to see your point of view. Anyways, how much longer is this fucking cutscene? 7 more minutes, my god.
Well, I'm surprised actually we're talking that long.
I know. Seriously. I mean, for episode 100, this has actually been a really tame episode.
Well, yeah, I guess. It almost got a bit berserk just now, but I guess we got out of there.
Yeah. How much gameplay was actually...
Did you particularly invite me for this episode all because for the Peruria scene?
Pretty much.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm not trying to hide it. Yep.
Oh no, you want to try to hide, you don't hardly try to hide anything at all.
Pretty much. I'm a pretty open person. Absolutely.
Yeah, because you gave her trauma.
But you know what though? IF behaves, which is something that Hyper IF never does.
So, well, the first the child who was traumatized. So what you're saying is, they want to make children behave. We gotta traumatize them.
No, I'm just saying she got IF to behave. I didn't say how. The way she did it is still bad, but she still got IF to behave, which no one could do to Hyper IF.
Okay. This is just okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. The point is that this game is phenomenal. It's just too fucking long. Don't you agree?
The citizen group.
Yeah, the civil rights group protests going on. Yes, this game actually talks about civil rights movements. Because it's the 80s. And that was something...
Oh, no.
I know that the civil rights... I know.
Not the other dimension.
I know. This dimension is talking about a different civil rights group. But the point is, there's a theme going on in this series. Everything's supposed to feel retro. Even Neptune calls Plutia out for having outdated hardware. And Plutia says, this is our latest tech. What are you talking about?
Oh.
Okay, so I never understood. What exactly are the Neptunia characters wearing? We know that Plutia is wearing pajamas, as stated multiple times. What?
Neptune is in a parka.
No, she's not wearing a parka. She's wearing a jersey dress.
Oh. I guess the lyric when she gets the parka.
Well, actually, what happened, I kid you not, is that in gameplay, she has the jersey dress, then gets the parka, then goes back to the jersey dress. But in lore, what we're supposed to believe is that the dress was a replacement after Neptune fell from the sky and the dress got damaged.
I mean, I get them mixed up.
Yeah, because we know that Plutia made an outfit for Neptune. Damn. You know those videos where they talk about certain characters and like, this person's got black Air Force energy or something? And they just start talking. Yeah. I think Plutia has that in the series.
Okay. While talking about the citizens, I have a quick question.
Yeah?
What exactly is the point of the freaking in Mega Dimension? What's the point of the what's it called? The switch period?
The shift period, yeah. This citizens' right group leads into the shift period. But effectively, the shift period does happen. It's the Gold Third taking over. The problem is that we go nowhere with it because the CPUs get their territory back.
You know, here's the thing though. The fact they said that they mentioned that the thing that happens in the past, like this is a normal thing.
Yeah, because these 4 CPUs aren't the original 4 CPUs.
No, you're missing the point. What I'm trying to think is I'm trying to understand the point, but in terms of game and story wise,
a new console.
Like lore wise, like let me finish.
Okay.
These citizens are supposed to be giving their phrase to the CPU. That's how they get the strength, the power. That's how they get able to transform and such. And yet, some reason, somehow, during a certain period of time, they decided to start hating on them for no fucking reason.
Well, look at what happened to the Switch. People were into the Switch. They love the Switch, but now people are bitching about the Switch because the tech is outdated.
Okay, but that's
same thing happens here. The tech that these characters represent, their goddess power, is so outdated that they need a new one. It's effectively the shift period is the citizens asking for a new console, if you want to look at it that way.
Okay, in terms of representation, that makes sense, but in terms of how actual story, it just makes no sense at all.
Well,
like, these are supposed to be the people these guys it's been well known. These guys literally have fought against nearly died just trying to protect these people. And yet, they just decided to you know what? Yeah, they saved us. Oh, fuck them.
Well, you gotta realize that time passes in this series, and over the years, more and more people are born. Those more people that are born don't have faith in the same leaders that the older people have. It's kind of hard to demonstrate it when most of your cast is immortal. So the passage of time doesn't really seem to pass in this series. IF and Kampa should actually be in their late 20s, but because of the art style, they still look the same. I mean, hell, we did the math.
All thing is based on that. The citizens of game industry are shitty.
Yeah,
like,
they are.
Horrible people.
Yeah, it's almost like Uzume damn near killed everybody because they were pieces of shit.
I still haven't got that part again.
No, we did. They talked about this in Zero Dimension. Did you not pay attention?
Well, for one, it's been a long time. 2, we skip a lot of cutscenes. And 3,
I'm pretty sure they did say that.
I'm pretty sure it was Dark. I thought it was Dark Purple who did it, not Uzume.
No, Dark Purple created the space the way it was presented.
What?
Dark Purple created the purple sky and all of the damaged buildings, but a bunch of the humans were already dead.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to relook at that part.
It's been over a year. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been over a year.
Yeah.
I don't even blame you for forgetting. Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
What?
Nothing. Just trying to get over how terrible people are in this game.
Wow, it's almost like the Neptunia cast are a bunch of assholes.
And that's it.
Absolutely. So, what were your thoughts on this episode 100?
It's just cutscene, the game so far.
Absolutely.
At least the boss fight. At least the boss fight. Star Wars. Okay, then again, you DLC here. That's something.
Well, I'm only using DLC characters because I'm playing the game on the harder difficulty. That's why.
Right, makes sense.
They had to, otherwise the DLC characters would absolutely wreck the whole game. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it.
Sign off.